Hey guys, Greg here, Bone Tactical, and today I am going to discuss with you the actual way that we're producing this second floor. It's something that I've come up with. I've never seen it done before. I don't think it's actually been done in this exact way. So this will be very interesting over time to see how it works, but I think I have really come up with something here that I'm pretty happy about. A way to use materials that are easily accessible and not incredibly expensive, and then reutilizing molds and really just to get an amazing structure. Yeah, it does require a very large amount of very hard labor, but I think we're really going to do a great job, and kind of at the end of the day here, what we're going to end up with, God willing, is going to be about $1 million facility that I've only spent maybe half of that on. So really incredible amount of work. You've seen the joists, you've heard me talk about this setup, but now we're up here on the roof, and in a few minutes I'm going to show you in extreme detail how I actually am gonna, we're just about ready to pour the concrete. So it's not even gonna be poured, we're gonna haul it up here in buckets, but I'm gonna show you kind of the general layout of what's going on up here, and I really think it's something very cool. But let me first say, if you guys are thinking about starting your own business or building your own area or location, or there's a lot of difficulties involved. And what I do want to say is that it's very necessary to have patience. And I think even a lot of times finding people who are, if you really want to do it yourself, finding people who are more willing to listen to what you have to say and to follow the rules and orders that you're giving are much more important than somebody who is an incredible person. For example, the people I have here have never done, the people working for me on this project have never done this type of work before. So I'm responsible for all of it, and it requires an incredible amount of patience. But at the end of the day, I know things are getting done because I have a good team. In the last 3 months, I've had to hire and fire I've hired probably almost 100 people and fired 70 or 80 of them. So it's been difficult finding people that are able to do it, will listen, all that kind of stuff. But we're moving along, and we're moving and shaking, and we're getting it done. So what we've got going on here is, this is the concrete's going to be poured up here, right? So we've got, these are actual metal framing studs that I've flipped upside down. When people use metal framing studs, what they normally do is they run them more closer together, so it's more material, and they run them like this instead of like this. What I'm doing is I'm running them like this, as you can see here, so that when they fill with concrete, and also so there's only 2 inches below, and then we've got the plywood mold, so that means the concrete will completely fill this. But when it hardens, it will then, instead of being what's considered right now to be just an open C-channel, it'll be almost as if it was a solid tube, because the concrete will harden inside of there and it'll create a much stronger structure. Then we've got this rebar mesh that is actually welded to everything and tying everything in. We've got both the joists that I've built and the horizontal columns. So I'll show you those as well. I'll show you the plan here for the top story, but this will all get poured. One of the cool things about this is the other people that have using joists, then they put metal down, right? Like this metal roof over here, for example. I could have used that metal that you see on top of the metal roof, and I could have lined that on top of these studs. I could have ran the studs this way, much closer together, line that, and then just pour the concrete right on top. But then I would have had to create little discs to put under the mesh, and then all of that metal would have been lost, because in this case, using the plywood, I'm only going to use the plywood until the concrete sets, and then I'm going to remove it, and then I'm going to do the next section. So this is all going to be one unit. The sealed rooms here, you can see there's actually concrete inside here. That's the concrete columns. So that this is going to be the office area downstairs, and that's going to be a sealed room. Then this is the open room. So around the outside of the open rooms, they have the joists that I've built, right? So here you can see the joists. Now the mesh will continue on to the next section, and because we're gonna have to be hauling all of this, mixing this cement by hand and then hauling it up here in buckets, 5-gallon buckets, it's gonna be incredible amount of work and labor. And we're only gonna be able to do one run at a time. So this is one run that I'm standing on here. And then we're gonna do probably another run, which will be a little smaller, which will be that run there. Then I'm gonna do a porch section over here. That'll be another run. And then I'll only have, maybe I can do the rest of that in one big run, or in maybe two, probably two more from there. But what I'm gonna have to do is, when the old concrete sets, after 21 days, I can remove all of this bracing. But then I'm gonna have a line of old concrete where the new concrete needs to connect to it. So what I'm gonna do in that case is that I'm gonna paint an epoxy on there right before I set the other mold, so the two concretes actually form and mix together. Now down there, I've finished a couple of the cabinets since the safe boxes, safe storage cabinets and that kind of stuff. I'm gonna show you that in a minute. We'll go down there in a minute. That's gonna be the end of this video. Really cool, stay tuned if you wanna see a cool homemade option, my option for storing my expensive stuff in very high security homemade giant safes. But this is my floor plan for up top. All right, and basically what we're looking at here is we're looking at it this way. And so I'm gonna have a bathroom and stuff like that. I'm gonna build what's basically a house up here, up top, and then my shop will be downstairs. This will be a walkway coming in, and then these are basically my floor plans, electrical stuff. You can see all my electricals run through there, and water and electricals into the center and then distributed through the both floors. We've got the water and electrical coming in at the storage tank over here. So electrical comes from my transformer. I installed the transformer down there, installed the water tank. There's a double water tank system. There's a water tank down there with a pump that feeds water up to the water tank up here, and then it's double pressure. So I've got pressure coming in with a I'll show the water system plan on another day, but I've got pressure coming in from with a T and then a check valve, so that pressure from the pump from down there feeds this, but when the valve's open or I'm using a shower or something, it's double pressure fed. So it's fed from the elevation of the tank and then also the pump at the same time. And really, over there is going to be a guest bedroom. This is going to be a master bedroom here behind me. And then we're going to have a big entryway, but that's all way down the road. I'm really concentrating on the shop right now, and just an incredible amount of work. So let's go downstairs right now and check out the cabinets and the safe storage boxes and see how those are coming along. So this is my first completed storage box. It's locked, very tough, and going to be very difficult to break into. Giant storage safe area. Okay, so we've got over 6 inches of concrete completely surrounding it with rebar, heavy metal doors, and a metal frame all the way around that prevents the doors from being ripped off. So you're gonna have to make a lot of noise to get into this guy, and you're gonna have to take some time. You could use a cutting torch maybe and not make a lot of noise, but this is gonna be, storage safe inside of a safe house, and guard tower and all this stuff over there. We're gonna be pretty good to go, especially since really this is just a facility for making knives. So I'm gonna show you a little bit about where most of the stuff that's gonna be in here is just my tools that I use, and I really don't even have very expensive tools compared to most other knife makers, but they are very valuable, right? I have to have my tools in order to be able to make my stuff. This is a very simple system that I designed. This one is ready for paint. I just finished it up and stuck it in here for a test fit, and we'll paint it today. I just wanted to show you guys how it came out and how it works. So basically it's just a double door sliding system. Door slides in, locks in there, locks in here, locks down at the bottom. Then the other door will lock in this side, and they'll get put together with a padlock. This is, again, 6-inch concrete frame with heavy-duty metal support column in the middle that's going to keep it from sagging or anything like that. And then what we've got here are stainless steel pins that I'm going to put the shelving on, and then we'll have a bucket system where they'll be different cabinets and shelving and tools and all that kind of stuff. Nothing is perforated into the concrete. Everything is actually made with these studs, stainless steel tubes, and then stainless steel screws. And these screws are welded to the framework of the rebar inside. So everything is actually just incredibly, incredibly solid. It's permanent, earthquake proof, everything, right? So super safe storage boxes, and then those are all the way around. And that's where we're gonna keep the tools, and that's kind of what we've got going on so far. If you've got questions or comments, if you wanna see more of the workflow, if you wanna see less, if you don't like it, if you like it, let me know. This is a series that definitely takes a little bit of extra time for me, and when some days that I don't have hardly any time, but I do enjoy showing kind of what we're doing here, and I'm very proud of the hard work that it's taken for us to get here. Thanks for watching. The way that you can keep these videos coming is just get involved. I'm not asking for anything from you other than a like, a comment, maybe share with a friend if you really like it, and that'll help me, that'll fuel my fire to keep these videos coming. Thanks for watching. Bone out.